What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Well, Q&A time here, guys. I said yesterday in my premiere that for that last mausoleum video I uploaded on Monday that I would do a Q&A video if we hit a certain goal. We did, and here is your Q&A session. Now, I've got a bunch of questions, that I get in my DMs and my emails and everything. So these are going to be questions that people have asked me lately. I've just got a ton of my email is always so full. It's always so hard to get back to everybody. I think I'm just going to start doing these Q&A type videos and getting back to everybody. That's probably the quickest way to do this. So, thank you all. It is August 5th at the time of this recording, a beautiful sunny day in Northern California. And today, it's all about you, my viewers, my awesome viewers. Thank you all so much for your support time after time after time. Here we go. I went through the comments, the emails, and my DMs, and I picked out your questions. The fun ones, the casual ones, the Tony, how do you film this stuff without getting scared ones? So grab your headphones, sit back, and get ready in this Crypt Door Q&A special. Okay. Let's kick things off with a few basics. These questions popped up a lot, so let's get into it. Ashley from Oregon asks, Tony, what made you want to start exploring cemeteries? Great question, Ashley. Honestly, it started with curiosity. I visited a historic cemetery once just to take photos, and I was hooked. The architecture, the peacefulness, the forgotten names, it all just pulled me in, and I figured, why not film it? Why not take it to YouTube? Actually, this channel was born during COVID, when everything else was closed down. I had my Out and About channel before COVID, before the shutdowns happened of 2020. I had my Out and About channel. And I had all these plans to go out and build up that channel. And the shutdowns happened. And kind of dampened my video making because that channel requires me to go out and do stuff. And everything was closed. But guess what? The one spots that were open were cemeteries. And as I stated, I was already hooked on historic cemeteries. I used to walk through and just look at it for my own personal information, my own personal amusement. And then I thought, why not take it to YouTube? Why not? I had some inspiration. 539 Productions, visiting, I can't remember, he's changed his channel name a couple times. Visiting grave sites with Steve on that one guy. I found him too. And I just thought, why not? Let's do this. Couldn't do anything else on YouTube because everything was closed. Jacob from Florida asks, now these are answers I'm giving based to the best of my knowledge. If anything is not accurate, let me know in the comment box below. Jacob from Florida asks, is it legal to film in cemeteries? To my knowledge, most of the time, yes. Public cemeteries are fair game, especially during open hours. I always stay respectful. I never film services, and if it's private property or locked, I don't go in. Simple as that. Maya in Washington asks, do you go alone or with someone? Now, my answer here, it just depends. Sometimes you'll see me with Tyler Scott. It just depends. I'm not afraid to go by myself. Sometimes I bring a friend if I'm filming something big or remote. But honestly, a lot of the time I'm solo. Just giving my camera and a lot of peace and quiet. And I'm off to the races. Now let's talk about the travel side of the channel. I've done a little bit of traveling. I hope to do more. A lot of you are curious about what goes on behind the scenes. Bryce from Nevada asks, how do you find the cemeteries you visit? Well, Bryce, that's a great question. I use a mix of tools, Google Maps, Find a Grave, even word of mouth. Sometimes viewers tip me off to a cool spot. Other times I'll zoom in on a map and say, that looks interesting. Let's see here. Do you stay overnight near these cemeteries? Um, Sometimes, if it's far out of town or if I'm filming multiple sites, I'll grab a hotel. I'm not roughing it in the crypts, though. I like a good mattress, but a lot of the spots I go to, I'm able to do it in a day in here in California. Like I've been to LA, I've been to Hollywood Forever, all those LA. I stayed for like 5 or whatever days it was doing that. But yeah, sometimes I do stay at places overnight. And thanks to you guys, I'm able to pay for these adventures. Thanks to your super chats, thanks to you watching the videos, I'm able to pay for this stuff. And so you are greatly appreciated. Thomas from Illinois asks, have you ever got lost in a big cemetery? You know what? Sometimes if it's a real big one, some of these old cemeteries are like mazes, especially the ones with huge mausoleums and overgrowth. I always keep a mental map. But yeah, it happens, although it is rare. It's happened. So to my tech heads here, here's one for you. Kira from Texas asks, what camera do you use? Well, I use, depending on how I'm feeling or what the situation calls for, I use multiple things to film my cemetery explorers with. For years, I was a GoPro guy, so I own several GoPros. Yes, I'm a camera junkie. It might be my cell phone. Sometimes if I'm filming an unexpected video that I wasn't planning on filming that day, but I just get the urge, I can use my iPhone. And I recently, the last few months, bought a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which shoots great video. Just freaking awesome video. But it just depends on the situation, how I'm feeling, or if I even meant to film a video that day. How do you get audio to sound so clear, especially outdoors? Well, I've got sometimes it just comes out that way, just like by luck. My Osmo Pocket 3 has a little microphone I can clip onto myself. I bought the creator bundle with that, so I can clip a microphone to myself with a little cover so the wind sometimes doesn't get it. I know I get wind sometimes, but that my Osmo has a little microphone with a microphone cover. Sometimes I'll wear like earpods that act as a microphone or headphones that act as a microphone. Do you ever use a drone? Ava from Georgia asks. Excuse me. Actually, no. I have a drone. I have a cheap drone that I bought. I need to go out and learn how to fly it. I'm not trying to spend, a ton of money on a drone that just to learn how to fly it and crash it. So I bought a cheap one from Temu just to learn how to fly it. I haven't pulled it out of the box yet, but I need to learn. Drew from Colorado asks, what's the creepiest thing you've ever seen while filming? I don't know, like seen, I've said this before. I've in a certain cemetery, around certain graves sometimes I feel a presence around me. And there's no one there. But I feel a presence at times. The weirdest thing, I guess, I don't know about creepy, but something that surprised me was I was in Oakland, California at Mountain View Cemetery, and there was a lot of these little private, two-person whatever mausoleums over there at St. Mary's Cemetery there in Oakland, California. And I looked in the window of the door of one of them, and there were a couple of coffins in there. There was two in there, one to the left, one to the right, on a stand. It wasn't even encased in the wall or anything. It was just a big room, the stone structure with two coffins inside. And one of the coffins on the right still had the flowers on top of it. From, I think it was 1908 they died or something. I can't even remember the year, but it was something like 1908. And they still had the flowers all old looking on top of the coffin. That shocked the hell out of me. That just did. I have a video of it on my channel somewhere. But yeah, that was like, I guess, weird, creepy, shocking. Yeah. Lana from New York asks, have you ever felt like someone was watching you? Yeah, sometimes, especially in those big mausoleums with stained glass windows. You get a sense of presence. Could be my imagination, but who knows? We got a question from Tyler here, but not Tyler Scott. Tyler from Kentucky. What's the weirdest thing someone ever said to you at a cemetery? Let me think here. I think one guy, one time, asked me if I was waiting for someone to wake up. I said, not today. Maria from California asks, what's your favorite video you've ever done? Wow, Maria, that's a tough one. The one recently, I'd say the episode where I found the hidden underground crypt area with that tunnel that went underneath that storage room, but it was like a tunnel that went underneath the whole mausoleum. From Monday's video, that was shocking. That was one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites was that one columbarium video I did from Cypress Lawn in Colma, California. That's the one that's like got the most views on my channel. A beautiful stained glass in there, and you had to have a key to get in. Had to leave your ID with the people in the office, and they give you the key to go in. And that video was one of my favorites. And it was just visually a stunning place. Noah from Ohio asks, will you ever do international cemetery tours? Noah, absolutely. I'd love to hit up Europe, Paris, London, even South America. The goal is to go global one day. I'm working on my passport right now. This year, my goal is to get my passport in order. I have had conversations with Dan from Dead Good Walks. I'm sure all you guys know Dan. If you don't, go check him out. We've talked about, going places together, and I'm so jealous of him because where he's located, a lot of these crazy places that are just awesome visually with awesome graves, he's pretty close to. He's in the UK. He's a lot closer than I am. So I'm jealous of him. He gets to go all these cool places. Ellie from Maine asks, would you ever take fans on a tour of a cemetery? Well, funny that you say that. You probably have maybe seen my posts, me talking about it on my channel, that's something I'm looking into. Maybe a group meetup at a historic cemetery somewhere. I'll keep you guys posted. That was Miss Cynthia, one of my viewers, had thrown that out there a while, not too long ago. I've just been so busy. Life gets in the way sometimes. But I do plan on doing that. It's probably going to be a local meetup of like the San Francisco Bay Area. Maybe someday I'll go to a further away location and do one. But for now, the one I'm looking into doing is probably going to be local for me. All right, guys. That wraps up this Q&A episode. To everyone who's sending in questions, thank you. I love hearing from you, and it reminds me why I do this. This channel is about more than just gravestones. It's about connection, curiosity, and storytelling. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit the bell and follow my podcast, the Crypt Door podcast, on my other channel, wherever you listen. And if you got a question I didn't get to, drop in the comments or email me. We'll do maybe we'll do a part 2. Until then, stay curious, and I'll see you on the other side of the Crypt Door. Talk to you guys later. Thank you all so much.